To the top right, we have one of our two StarTale players. Starting in the red is
StarTale, putting.
It's actually pretty hard to introduce those guys. Both are playing for the same team, both are playing the same race. There's nothing to add. The only thing that distinguishes them in the early game is the color.
Very true. His opponent down here looking a little bit emotionless. Gave a smile just earlier. Named himself after a Pokemon. He is...
StarTale.
I tried really hard on that one. I tried to give all the information about Squirtle. I didn't even mention he was a runner-up in GSL Final against MVP.
Sickest series ever. Guys, if you have, of course, a pass and you can access those VODs, you haven't watched them yet, you missed the final for whatever reason. Well, first of all, if you did, then you're crazy.
I don't want to talk to those people.
No, I want to give them the chance to redeem themselves. Check out the series between MVP and Squirtle. That was one of the season finals in Code S this year, and it was the best Protoss versus Terran series that I have ever seen in my entire life. It was amazing. Check it out. If you haven't watched it, you definitely missed out. Get some popcorn, get yourself a Coke, a beer, whatever, I don't care. But make sure that you watch the series. Bring some time, and you will enjoy it so much, I can promise you that.
Yeah, this is, I mean, well, you cover the bases.
I had to actually look away. I could not watch the screen at some points because my brain could not handle that much awesomeness and was about to explode.
He was scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you for that. I don't want my brain exploding when I'm watching StarCraft. That's stressing me out sometimes. My brain explodes, it might affect me in some way.
You think?
Possibly. That's, you know, not a risk I want to take with the brain explosion. I'm not into that.
You know that you just opened the door for so many insults, for so many puns, for so many things that I can make fun of you. You know that, right?
Please don't. I don't want my brain to explode. I'm trying to avoid this.
No, it's fine. All right. Currently, we have both of them with very similar openings. Parting is a little bit more aggressive with the style that he plays and has the timing sound a little bit faster. Both of them going for the double gateway here.
Yeah, which means that neither of them are going to be vulnerable to that Stalker pressure at the beginning. And since they both know this, they may actually skip a Stalker, try to get their tech out. Parting's second gateway actually is all the way to the top, but Squirtle is still going to see that. Very careful scout here. Yeah, but a cool idea to hide it, you know?
Yeah, he pokes in, of course, and now the drone gets taken out. This is actually already one of the differences that we have. With the gateway at the top left, he had to go all the way, and then he had to move back. And here we have the transition for Parting. Parting is the one who starts right away with his robotics facility, whereas Squirtle so far did not put down any kind of tech structure.
Yeah, this is so cool, man. This is exactly what I mean. You know, you see that you're both going 2 gates, and you're like, well, he's not going to try to pressure me too heavily because he knows it's not going to work, so I'm just going to skip here and get the faster robotics. We see it. The choice, though, for Squirtle is going to be Stargate.
So good for Squirtle here.
Yeah.
With the Stargate against Robo in the beginning, this is so strong. This can be so dangerous for the robotics player.
You know, it's just so stressful in PvP to have to make builder choices, and this is going to be something that Parting is going to be very upset about when he sees. You know, I almost feel like this kind of thing can really affect him. Oh, this is the worst possible situation for Parting. He actually just signed his own tombstone.
He goes straight for the robotics bay. He wants to go for one-way timing here with Colossi, and this is going to get very, very dangerous. Squirtle making sure that there is no scout for Parting at this point in time. The only thing that Parting could rely on to is an observer, but he decides to go for the Immortal. There is no observer. He takes a little bit of a risk here, not scouting at all, and this will completely blindside him.
Yeah, it's so funny because the Immortal in one way is safe because it helps you, but in the other way it's risky because in this situation he's going for Phoenixes. Now the other thing that could help him is if the Phoenix flew to the base before the robotics bay finished and he could cancel it, but actually he's hiding the Phoenixes. So this is actually the best possible situation for Parting. When you go for this one-base Colossus play, you have so few Stalkers, which makes it so difficult to actually deal with Phoenixes. Your Colossi can get targeted down. Oh, man.
This is basically just right now them going for a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors play. And Squirtle so far won the round.
I feel like the Colossi build is like scissors, and I feel like in this case the Phoenixes even though they don't seem very rock-like, I think they're going to stomp on that Colossus slash Beam Man.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous. So Squirtle now also with his own robotics. Here comes the reveal. The Phoenixes have been spotted.
He has to cancel the Colossus. He already used Chrono Energy on it, but if he actually decides to commit to this, this is going to be... Well, it's going to be strange, to be quite frank.
He leads a lot of anti-now at this point. And here's the Scout. He sees everything. It even takes down a few probes.
He knows there's no Stalkers. You know, there's only 2 because he's going for this Colossus build. He's already seen there's so few Stalkers. And Parting is actually just going to move to the side. He's going to try to intercept these Phoenixes, but he just can't with this few Stalkers.
He's going to try data timing here and go to attack. He knows that he's so far behind already, so he uses the first Colossi, immediately moves out. At the same time, Squirtle will now just use energy on those Phoenixes, try to hit the Colossus and make sure that Parting is not being too aggressive.
Yeah, he's going to delay him so much here. He's going to take out shields on this Colossus. This, you know, yeah, he can protect the Colossus, but how long can he actually do that? If he waits too long with that protect, he'll be in trouble. The Phoenixes can use their Graviton Beam defensively at the top of the ramp, which is going to be something that he really struggles to break up with the position that Parting or the Squirtle has already set up at the top.
This is the one chance that Parting has. Hit him hard and hit him right now. That's what he needs to do. He placed the pylon down. Can he pull through here? The army supply is 34 to 36.
He may be able to do it, man. There's only one Immortal out for Squirtle, actually.
He might be able to pull it off.
He's going to hit the pylon here as well. This is so tense. Here we go. He's trying to break up the ramp. And no lift on the Phoenixes just yet. I love the patience here by Squirtle.
Some time.
Exactly.
Nice force fields, but still the Immortal not being able to do damage, and Squirtle has to be careful how he approaches this.
Yeah, and oh, the Immortal is exposed. He wants to bait the Graviton lift, I feel, but he's just not falling for it. Such patience here.
Both of them, and here once again the choke point being used by Squirtle to lure his opponent in. Parting needs to attack, he needs to do something.
This is insane, and he's going to target down the Colossus, lifts up the Immortals, which means his Stalkers can do the extra damage. 4 lifts being used, and Squirtle is looking good so far, but the Colossus has not been targeted.
Parting still has 8 Stalkers available. The first few Immortals are down. The Colossus is still alive, and Parting might just be able to push his way
with
through
the Colossus
here.
It looks good for him. It looks like he will. I think he is... I cannot believe he's been able to do this so far. The second Immortal about to pop out. The Colossus does fall.
The Immortal is here, though. He has still 1 Immortal, 2 Immortals. Will he be able to break through? He loses the probes.
He needs to lift the Stalkers in. Wow, he holds so far. And I think actually, even though Parting almost made it through, once the Stalkers were firing at the Phoenixes, the Colossi fell, and the Colossus was the backbone of his army. Now he's down at 20 probes. His opponent has much better tech than him in every way.
Yeah.
And I think this attack is going to have to end. It was so close. He almost made it work, but it was too much.
Squirtle used his water cannon and is now going for in. Nice force field here. No Colossus to break it. 2 Stalkers, they die. And Parting is falling in supply, and he's falling fast. He's down to 30 against 55. Harvester count highly in favor of Squirtle. And with those two mortals, he is looking at a great defense.
He's already in the main base, kill more probes. I'm not quite sure if we got a shot of that, but he's down to 17 now. Tries to break up the ramp. Doesn't matter. GG!